I never imagined my marriage would end in public, and with such brutal humiliation. But when betrayal hits you in the face, literally, it leaves a scar you never forget. It all started on a Friday night. I had planned a quiet dinner with my wife, Emma, at one of our favorite downtown restaurants. Things between us had been tense for weeks. She'd been distant, distracted. Still, I held on to hope. I thought a romantic evening might help us reconnect. I even bought flowers, something I hadn't done in a long time. In my mind, I was still fighting for us. But Emma had other plans. When I walked into the restaurant, I saw her sitting at a table already. Not alone. She was with another man. She didn't look nervous. She didn't look guilty. She looked free. I froze at the entrance, bouquet still in hand, my brain refusing to accept what my eyes were seeing. And then, in the cruelest twist imaginable, she leaned across the table and kissed him. Not a timid kiss. Not a slip. A full, passionate kiss. The kind people share when they don't care who's watching. And I was watching. The bouquet slipped from my fingers. Time seemed to pause. Conversations dimmed. Heads turned. All eyes on me. Emma finally noticed me standing there. For a brief second, her expression shifted. Surprise, maybe guilt. But then she straightened, her face hardening into defiance. "Mark," she said coolly. "This is Daniel." She didn't flinch. "And the man?" He smirked, as if proud to be the reason my marriage was collapsing. My stomach twisted. But I didn't yell. I didn't make a scene. I just stood there, shattered, as Emma made her choice right there, in front of everyone. She picked him. But what she didn't know is this. That moment wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning of hers. The days that followed were some of the hardest I've ever lived. That kiss replayed in my mind like a nightmare on loop. The way she looked at him, like he was everything, like I was nothing. Friends and even distant family who were at the restaurant started reaching out. Sympathy poured in. But some said things that cut deeper. We always felt something was off with Emma. That hurt more than anything. Was I the only one who didn't see it? At first, I wanted to crawl into a hole and disappear. But I made a different choice. I decided I wouldn't let her betrayal define me. Step 1. I called a lawyer. Emma didn't know it, but because she carried on her affair so publicly, in front of witnesses, the divorce leaned heavily in my favor. She lost far more than she ever expected. Then came the social fallout. Emma had always cared about appearances. She loved being seen as the perfect wife, the perfect woman. But after that night, her image shattered. Word spread quickly. Friends stopped calling. Some even reached out to me, saying they were shocked by her behavior. Her carefully crafted reputation crumbled almost overnight. And as for Daniel, the man she kissed like no one was watching, he wasn't the fairy tale ending she imagined. After she moved in with him, cracks formed fast, money issues, temper problems, and even rumors of him seeing other women. She didn't trade up. She traded stability and loyalty for chaos and cheap flattery. Meanwhile, I was rebuilding. At first, it was small. I focused on work, hit the gym, reconnected with friends I had drifted from. Little by little, I started to feel like me again. Stronger, calmer, even laughing again, a sound I had almost forgotten. Months passed. Then one evening, Emma called. Her voice was shaky. The confidence, the sharp, cold tone was gone. She wanted to talk. She said things hadn't worked out with Daniel. She said she missed me, that maybe we could try again. I nearly laughed. The irony was suffocating. She had chosen her lover, publicly and proudly. And now that it had all fallen apart, she wanted to come back. But I wasn't the same man anymore. I didn't scream. I didn't scold. I simply said, no. No anger. No pain. Just peace. Because betrayal changes you. At first, it breaks you. But if you let it, it also builds you back up into someone stronger. I realized something important. Emma's betrayal was never about me not being enough. It was about her not valuing what she had. She lost everything that night in that restaurant. And I walked away with what mattered most: self-respect, integrity, and a future free from lies.